Commissioner Mason,
Here.
Commissioner Hankins. Here. Commissioner Aaron's,
Here.
Commissioner Levin.
Here. Approval of the agenda. Motion
Make
second.
motion. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion carries. Approval of the meeting minutes with the exception of Neil being here instead of on Zoom. We need a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, public comment. Okay, no public comment. Starlight elevator repair, Shannon.
I'll keep this short and sweet so we can get to the budget. I think I had reached out to Scott at one point as the chair of the board. The Charlotte White elevator needs some repairs. We've gone, I think I gave you a brief update on our last meeting. I've kind of gone round and round with them on this, but we have talked to Charlotte White County. We reached out to them to see if they would be willing to help us with this. They have agreed that they will pay for half of it and we'll pay the other half. So the $20,000 will be split between the two of us, 10,000 each. According to our purchasing policy, if it's 15,000 and over, I need to bring it to you guys, but this is kind of great because it's 20 in total, but we're only paying 10. So I just, either way, I wanted to give you an update and let you know where we were on this. And just needed you to kind of give me guidance if you want us to move forward with it, we're good to go. If there's something else you'd like me to take a look at, we can do that too.
I think the question is whether it goes to the full board as a agenda item.
I don't think it needs to if it's less than.
No.
That's why.
It's 10,000 versus
Yeah, it's
13.
under the
then.
limit, so
Okay.
that's why we have those.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Charlevoix elevator repair, that's the county building, right?
It's the county building. Our agreement with
Okay.
Charlevoix County is very broad and not well defined. That's something we would like to fix in the future. So it doesn't specifically say who's in charge of the elevator. So like I said, we reached out to the county and we've agreed to split it with them. It is
So you've got the
expensive.
funds.
Yeah, we can take care of it. So
Yeah, I know in our contract, it's half and half. When you pay your bill, we take half of it and put it in a separate fund.
Yeah.
But there wouldn't be 20,000 in it, I looked. So
Yeah.
I don't know
Right.
what they would do in that issue. I don't know if they'd say you pay the difference, I don't know. You know, that
Well,
would be
they
something
just-
to think about.
Yeah, and they just replaced the roof
The
on the
roof,
building
yeah.
to, I think it was. What, it was like
Yeah.
$70,000 or $80,000 or something like that, so
They'll have
the
to-
lease does say like, we did spell out. Major things like the roof foundation things like that are the responsibility of Charlevoix County, but we didn't. Think about the elevator, that type of thing, so.
Yeah. It's really not attached to us, but
It's something to think about, we can just contracts. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, we're
makes sense.
happy, I think it was a good resolution, I mean, the split at half and half, I
I'm
think
happy to
was
split it.
fair, yeah.
50. Since it's not very clear that
Right.
both parties will.
as long as we don't have to put 10 of these around the.
Oh, goodness, no, thank goodness. Just one.
For right now, well.
For now, in
yeah,
this
for now.
building.
There are some other elevators in other buildings,
We have 3 in total,
Right.
Emmett,
Oh,
Gaylord,
oh.
and Charlevoix. The
Yeah.
other two, the Gaylord
I
one
was going
is
to
fairly
Gaylord.
new, so that one's okay. And the Emmett one has not shown any
Okay.
signs or
Right.
needing repairs, so. All right, then we
So
will
we
move
need a
forward with
motion for that.
Because it's already in the contract.
Okay.
Okay, the next is the budget.
The budget, this is the heart of it, really. So in your packet, you'll have a 1-page kind of write-up. But really, if you want to look at the numbers, I'll walk through the write-up in just a second, but you can look at the numbers. There's 2 colorful pages. The one that has the 3 blue columns is really where we're gonna take a look. This just rolls up by division, so you have each division all the way across, and then you get to the 3 blue columns at the end. The first column is our 25 initial budget, which is what we're going to be approving today, hopefully. The fiscal year 24 revised is just there to kind of give you a reference point of where we were last year, when we did our revised budget. And then the difference between the two is the third column. So We're gonna walk through a couple of these major differences, and then if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I've got Andrea with me, so hopefully between the two of us, there's nothing that we cannot answer for you today, but if so, we'll get back. So our total initial budget for fiscal year 25 is $37,955,859 in total. That's up $441,615 from our fiscal year 24 revised, or 1.2%, which in the grand scheme of things, increasing 1.2% really is not that much, especially when you see the cost of inflation and other things that we're seeing. So we tried to keep it as flat as possible. It is a balanced budget with all these increases. That's been tricky. We've made it. Again, these are preliminary estimates. There are some funding sources that we have not gotten the official, you've been awarded this, but we've been told you've gotten this. So this is to the best of our knowledge at this point in time. Salaries and fringe benefits. Last year, we really cleaned it up and we made sure that everybody was accounted for. This year, we took it a step further and we said, all right, let's calculate this based on people's actual fiscal year 25 salaries. So the accounting staff and I worked very closely to be sure that we had fiscal year 25 salaries, including that 3% increase that was approved by the board. And also any step increases that people would be receiving throughout the year. So we feel like it's a lot tighter. We're just keep going in the right direction of getting it cleaner and cleaner each year. They did increase, salaries increased a total of 1.1 million basically compared to the 24 revised. That is due to the 3% increase that was awarded by the Board of Health. And then we've had a few school health positions that have been vacant for quite some time and they are now fully staffed. So we are up and running there. Fringe benefits decreased 1.37 million. If you recall, we had that one-time spa settlement on the revised budget that I brought forward last month. And that's where we had to account for it. So we do not have that spa settlement included in the fringe benefits this year. So you see it decreasing significantly. It was 1.1 million for the medical insurance liability that's coming back out. So let me see, what else do I need to touch on? Let's see, space and communication costs. They increase as we fill vacant positions. So you will see both of those increase as we fill positions and get fully staffed. Revenues, fees, and collections. We're going to switch over to the revenue portion at the top really quick. The fees and collections have increased mainly again due to that Medicaid changes and school-based services. So dental, they now cover more Medicaid services than before, and we're still trying to figure out what normal is under these new payments. So we're seeing an increase again. That second line state funding, non-CPVC, that's again, that dental spa settlement, we had it included in there at the revised version, so it's coming back out for 1.6 million. Let me see, the local appropriations have not increased at all. We're keeping that flat. And the grant funding has decreased a little bit because some of our grants have run out this year and have not been renewed. So in a quick and dirty nutshell, that's kind of the rundown. Again, we're just looking for approval of the 25 budget, but I'll entertain any questions that you have at this point.
I do, under local appropriations in our board packet for this, it says that the total cost was different than what it is here. You take different. Oh, but gosh, okay, but you're done. Do you take different numbers?
In probably my presentation.
It's in Dan's, yeah. It's in Dan's presentation.
It says last year's total was like 17, I think. I don't know.
That is a good question. It should be.
I wonder if
I thought it was 34 million last year.
For the total budget or just for?
just for the health department was, yeah, 18.
Yeah,
something last
18. I thought it was
Right.
32 or 34.
So in total?
That's this one. That's this one.
Oh, compared to other health districts?
It says our total was 19 million last year.
I wonder if that was the amended fiscal year 23 budget?
Can I
This
say
one,
that?
yeah.
This one, John? Is this
No,
one?
this one.
No, that,
No, this
That's
is,
twenty
it's right
twenty-three.
here,
Yeah.
Oh, then that,
this
Yeah.
chart.
because I thought, I didn't go from 19 million to 37.
Oh, no,
well,
no.
37
So-
includes dental.
Yeah, we
Dental.
take out dental when
So
we
maybe
compare to
that's
other health
something.
departments, because it's really,
That's adult
they don't
dental
have
then.
health department or dental, and it's really not a good
That's
comparison.
that's
Yeah.
without dental.
Yeah,
That's
so
without
take
that,
dental
yeah.
out of there.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
that's my next question. My next question is, on this package here, this is total health department, total dental, is
Mhm.
that high for normal? For dental, or is it normally that average 17 million?
Well. I'm gonna say, let me
But you
look
know
at
that
last
these are
year's.
19 and 20, so. it's not unusual.
You got the dental comparison.
Cause I remember one time dental was like.
Last year dental was 16.8, so this year it's 17, so
So
they're
it's-
creeping up.
It's just a
Yeah.
little bit of million.
So it was, yeah, dental went through a few years of,
They had a
No.
rough couple of years.
I mean, basically they were in deficit. You know, a lot of it had to do with in 2020, if you remember when they closed dental offices and whatnot. And then people just, were coming, they weren't coming back in droves, during COVID when all that was going on. We had that closure, right? It was like 8 weeks, 6 or 8
Yeah.
weeks. And then just getting patients rescheduled and coming back. It took us a
Taken a
couple
couple
of years to
years.
catch up.
So then
Yeah.
Right, and, I think it was the beginning of last year, our Medicaid, rates were increased by the state. So they actually were, for dental services, those increased, so we were bringing in more revenue
We
based on the billing.
We saw the increase last year, and then it's continuing this year. Again, it's hard to guess what
I know.
normal is going to be, because we've not had these increased rates for any
And
length
the
of
other one I
time.
had was the contracts. Are any of those contracts gonna go on? Are they expiring now?
Are you talking, which one? Are you talking?
Contractor and
with-
consulting.
The counties, no, the counties, the buildings.
Oh, so the space costs,
Yeah.
or any of them going up?
Or the contracts.
No, we don't have any, none of our leases are expiring. We did, because some of a lot of the buildings we have are through Northern Health Foundation. And so they have a variable rate, mortgage, for lack of a better term. And so we have seen, like, for instance, I believe it was our East Jordan facility had an increase in rent. Basically, and it all varies depending on which
Right.
building it is.
It wasn't
And
much then.
It wasn't a terribly high amount, but, because they're tied to those variable interest rates and the interest has gone up. We did see some increases that way, but we don't have any,
Expiring.
we don't have any of those leases or those mortgages expiring. And usually when that happens, they typically will revert to the county. And then we end up renting, from the county,
Right. That's why I
like
was
what happened in
asking.
Antrim,
Yeah. no,
with that
we-
building, so.
That's my only questions. Mhm. Right, the other.
Well, no, this country, that's not a budget, we just want to look at the expenditures.
Yeah, the whole budget, there any questions on the whole budget? So if you put more grants through, it'll just be more money.
If we do more grants.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and we are actively, we're always looking at opportunities and
know.
whatnot, so, so I think there's one that's coming up that we'll be pulling together the program evaluation committee for this month, I think so, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so we just need a motion. To, I'll make a motion. To move the fiscal year 2025 initial budget in the amount of $37,955,859 be brought to the full board of health for review.
Sorry.
Need a second, all in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Which one is done? Oh. There's no more public comment. I guess we during the meeting unless somebody has something else they want to bring up. No. Okay, meeting adjourned at 9:29.
All right, we might have time to fit in that breakfast, I don't know.